January 30th, 2014. I am still telling my story about the club and everything else. It's really funny because something I was thinking about is I was in the Marine Corps. I was also in the Army first, but I was doing the split up program in high school. And during the Marine, when I got in the Marine Corps, basically nobody would recognize PTSD, and now all my friends and everything have it and everything else. And you know, we reflect back a lot because everybody says, "Well, you weren't there, you didn't go through it." People, it's not hell is not a sight. We use it as sight, but it's a feeling. It's seeing poverty. It's seeing death. It's the smell in the air. The uneasiness of your Marine Corps brothers around you. Just they're so scared that they're going to lose their families or whatnot, but they're so determined to win that we don't lose. And hell is one of those that you have to get through. If you don't get through it, then you don't go through it. In other words, only you are going to decide whether or not you've been through hell or not. Because everybody has their own version of hell. But what people forget is you have to add on all the sights that you're looking at, the horrors you're looking at. Okay, explosions, gunfire. But then add on to that the sounds. Okay, you're hearing the gunshots, you're hearing the crackle of the fires, the bombs blowing up around you. And people also forget to mention that not only is bombs blowing up around you, they're blowing up right next to you. These people are shooting at you, so you're hearing it. You're feeling the heat of the brass go by your face and your head, and your whole body, your adrenaline's just pumping, and you know, you're in woolies and up and out of the terrain and down and out and down and out. You got stuff in your mouth. You can't breathe. You can't see anymore. All it is black and blurry. And you're trying to get out. You got blood-soaked eyes, and you got your buddies dying around you, and you're sitting there worried about everybody else around you, but then your mind goes back to your family and your friends and everything you've done and all those little things that are meaningless back home compared to what's going on right now. You know, somebody, "Oh, I talked to so-and-so," you know, back home means shit anymore. It means nothing. But people, they forget to add that on there. They forget to add that peace and war and all that, to train for it, to go through it. You know, hell isn't just when somebody says you've never been to hell. It's not that. It's hell in their own mind. It's hell. And, you know, in the Marine Corps, you know, the stuff we saw, hell exists, but it exists in each one of us. That's one reason why guys find God or they lose God. Or, you know, it's like a blind man that loses his sight. You know, his senses are no different than anybody else's, but now he has a heightened alert of his other senses because he has to use them, and he has to concentrate on them. Doesn't make that his senses are better than everybody else, they're exact same, but now he has to use them. Or a guy that loses his arm, you know, and he knows what it's like, or a guy that loses smell or taste, their other senses come into play. For those that have gone through hell, it's a heightened sense of reality. And when you're so used to the minute, boring, everyday, rumor, gossip mill, it's really hard to explain to somebody that when you tell them to go through hell and they've only read books or they've seen this, "Oh yeah, I read that book, oh yeah." But it's a whole other thing to when the temperature outside comes into play, and the smells come into play, and the sounds come into play, and the thoughts of your buddies right next to you, and the thoughts of back home, and the thoughts of what to do, and then using your mind, and then on top of that, you're hungry, you're thirsty. You got to make sure you got enough water and bullets. You got to make sure that you can get to the mission. You got to make sure that you can get to the training. You got to make sure you get to the war. You know, then you got to make sure that you got to be able to trust somebody on top of that. Here you got people killing you and shooting you, but then you got to trust other people. So it's like you got trust and non-trust going on at the same time. You know, things that are not supposed to work together or people wouldn't expect are all in unison, and when you get back, Hell is an excitement that is not nor ever wanted nor needed, but it's a must. And I guess the biggest thing is, how do you figure out how to get through that? How do you tell somebody, I know what you've gone through when you haven't? Or how do you tell somebody what you've gone through when they haven't? Because just like I tell everybody, when you're in the Marine Corps, you're so busy about life passing you by back home and you're missing everything. It's the exact opposite. Your life is moving ahead faster than everybody else's. You're using every single part of your mind, body, soul, you know, moving, this place, that place. When you go back home, nothing's changed. If something does change, all of a sudden it's a big deal to you because you weren't there, but you're so used to being around that. I can only imagine what those Vietnam vets went through coming home. Coming home to a country that sure would move fast, but not as fast as they were moving. You know, look at these guys coming from the war on terrorism from Afghanistan and Iraq. You know, hurry up and wait. The problem is, when you're hurrying, it may go fast, but it's like about years flash before your eyes because you don't know if you're coming home or not. You train. Sometimes when you train, you don't know if you're coming home or not. That's how people don't understand. You can't just say I've seen hell, because they didn't see hell. They felt it. They saw it with their eyes. They felt it with their hands, feet, body. They smelled it. They peed on it. They pooped in it. They, you know, when you push your body to the extremes, because if you don't, it's either push your body to the extremes or you die. It's like a gladiator in the arena. You know, there's only one way out. You either defeat or you dead. There is no options. And you come home to your family, or you lay on the field and not get back up. And you gotta think of who you're gonna disappoint, who you're gonna upset them. It's at a setting. Come home with your shield or on your shield. I don't know what those guys want to do. Nobody knows each individual. Counselor don't, if you got a big, they don't have nothing big. We tell them what we want to talk. But the truth is, each one of us is scared. Scared of not being, it's like a guy with Alzheimer's, or a guy with, as you get older, scared of not being able to control ourselves or our soul. I see guys that are scared because they lost God. I see guys that are scared because they found God. Everybody's different. Vietnam, they didn't, nobody would ever recognize a thing like PTSD. They're so busy wanting to cut all the military because we're the only guys that fight for them, but we're the first to be cut because we're the only guys that have to take orders from them. It's like your captain would say, you know, do this for me, and then coming back, and he never wants to step foot on the ground. Cowards hide behind their pens. Don't know.